Is it on? Yeah, yeah. All right. The order changed, but let's go for it. So, I was stupid enough to found 2 projects, and so yesterday I had the chance to talk about integrity. Today I have the chance to talk about Encointer. The 2 are technically related, but otherwise you will see that the goals are pretty distinct. We nowadays, and not just talking about Web3, we have a big inclusion problem globally. We have 1.4 billion people who are unbanked, and so now we are here in India. In India we have 130 million people who are unbanked, so that makes India a focus of our project. And what we are going to do about it, we actually want to include people without a bank account who nowadays have no chance of really getting into crypto easily. We enable people to create local community currencies, and these currencies can be distributed to individuals, so every human being in this local area gets a basic income in this local community currency. But, so how shall we do that? I mean, we know the problem of faucets. People will try to just take advantage and take it several times. So we need to solve a problem which is usually referred to as the sybil-resistance. So how do we do that? We have a very decent law of physics, a very helpful law of physics. One person can only be in one place at one time. And that's what we leverage. So how does it work? If you want to participate in a community, then you have to meet a random bunch of people in a random place where you live in regular intervals, currently every 10 days. At the gathering, you will meet around 10 people, and with the mobile phone app, you attest each other's personhood. So it's a lot of techies here, you know what a PGP key signing party is. That's basically it. But we randomize groups to avoid collusion. And then when you are attested, the blockchain will issue fresh currency for you out of nothing. So this out of nothing is actually something that we need to back with value, and that's what actually happens in the communities. So you choose acceptance points who want to support this community. They will accept it, but it needs to circulate. So if someone accepts the currency, they have to be sure that they will be able to, for example, pay their suppliers in the same currency. And very important here is every human can get it, and you don't need a state-issued ID. And so it's really the fact that you're human, your personhood, makes you get it. So how can other Web3 projects benefit from this? Encointer is a common good parachain on Kusama now, and this means we need to supply a service to the entire ecosystem. So what could these services be? A sybil-resistant unique identity system. We could think about democratic voting. We could think about one person, one vote. Not one token, one vote, one person, one vote. And even, so yesterday at the panel I was talking about purchasing power adjusted fees. Because you get a basic income in a token which you can use to pay fees, automatically the fees will be purchasing power adjusted. So that makes it very inclusive. So what are we proposing now to Web3, to the Polkadot ecosystem? I want to showcase 2 things. First, a faucet which is sybil-resistant. On our parachain, we will build a faucet, and everyone in the entire ecosystem can send their tokens via XCM to our chain. They can fill a faucet, and they can be sure that this faucet can only be dripped by human beings. And if one person tries to drip it several times, this will just not work, because this person cannot have a proof of personhood more than once. Another thing that we want to build, so it's good that this talk is after Subsocial, we want to make sure, or we want to provide a badge for social media that guarantees that this person cannot maintain more than one account. Now, if you have like a web of trust, if you have something like TripAdvisor where everyone can get their, or say their opinion, you want to make sure that the opinions really come from people and not from like, bots. So how does it work here? And that's where integrity comes in. We can have an unlinkable proof between your Encointer proof of personhood and your account on social media. So what we will build as first will be a badge on the Noster social media system, which will just prove without any link between your account on Encointer and your account on Noster that you are a real person. We actually have live communities. As we speak, we have a community in Zurich, we have one in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We have one which already launched in Kigali, which we will have to relaunch, and Berlin is working on one as well. So just a little bit about what we do in Zurich. So that's how it looks like. Every 10 days around lunchtime, you have to meet a group of 10 people, and you don't know in advance who you're going to meet. We issue a basic income of 44 loi, and 1 loi is 1 Swiss franc. So you get a basic income of more or less $44 every 10 days. And we have 15 acceptance points in Zurich where you can use this as a payment token. So even if you, with Indian citizenship, for example, come to Zurich, you download the app, you participate in this protocol, and you are equal to the Zurich citizens because you are a human and you are in Zurich. So you can go have a cafe, you can buy art, you can have a massage, you can buy groceries, whatever. And we have now a community of like 1,000 people who have tried it in Zurich, and around 150 people who are regular participants. But the most important thing now is, as I said, India is a focus for us. So this is the call to action. You can launch your own community here in India. We will support you. So we will support you technically, but also if you show that you're doing something, you will get grants from us. We will start with $2,000 such that you can get started. And as soon as you launched your community and it worked out, you will get the next 5,000. And once we see that your community grows, we can support you with more. So that concludes my talk. Thanks a lot.